I absolutely love what I do. I love social media. I love creating content. I love designing graphics. I love watching the accounts that I manage just flourish. It's a lot of fun for me, but I also do not love being tied to a desk or my cell phone to make social media happen. And over the years, I have figured out some shortcuts that I'm not so sure that everybody else is aware of. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about 6 social media shortcuts you should know. Episode 238 starts right now. Hey there, welcome to the Lora Shipman Show. We hang out here weekly to talk about things like social media, entrepreneurship, marketing, tools, strategies, tips, and it all starts right now. Hey there, before we get started with this show, I just want to share my passion with you. I love teaching people just like you how to master social media for business, breaking it down into easy to consume and easy to execute steps so that you can see immediate results. So whether you want to start a social media consultancy or grow your brand's presence on social media, I can help. I can help you get started and master all the things that you need to know. So I want you to go over to my website. It is filled with resources, tools, tips, and courses. Visit lorashipman.com. That's LORA shipman.com to get all the goods. Now, you ready for the show? I know I am. Let's get started. Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I am so excited you are here with me today because I'm going to spill the tea on some social media shortcuts that can really help you stay on top of the social media you manage for your business. Now, I have been doing social media for a long time, probably longer than I'd like to admit to. And if I'm going to be totally truthful here, I started out as a virtual assistant, and this is even before social media was a thing. So I've been with social media since the beginning, and it's just kind of crazy. But along the way, I have picked up a lot of tips and tricks and shortcuts that I don't think many people know about, or if they do know about them, they really haven't thought about applying them to their business. So I think you're going to find this episode really useful. And this is one of those episodes I'm probably going to mention things. You're probably going to want to jot some things down, but it's not entirely necessary for you to get pen and paper if you're not able to. But if you are, go ahead, put me on pause, grab that pen and paper, and let's get started. So if you don't know, by trade, I'm a social media manager, which means I create and design content for multiple clients, and we're up into the double digits of clients that I maintain content for without a team. It's just me. I'm a solopreneur. I don't have a team. I don't have a staff working under me, but I'm able to manage all of my client work by using these shortcuts I'm going to share with you today. So I know they work. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to live the solopreneur life like I am. And I also do a lot of different things. I'm very active in my own social media accounts. I have this podcast and I have some other projects working in the background that aren't even social media related. And people are like, how the heck do you get all that done? And what it comes down to is knowing the shortcuts that work. So the very first shortcut that I recommend you embrace, and we've talked about this before on the podcast lots of times, but batching. I really could not survive without batching. What batching allows you to do is actually save time, be more efficient, and clear that headspace so you have the opportunity to think bigger, think deeper, and create better things for your business that will actually move the needle towards your goal. So this is how batching works for your brain. Let's pretend we're in your car right now at a red light. And imagine that red light turns green and you press the gas pedal and you're trying to get that to that cruising speed of 60 miles an hour. You are spending a bunch of energy and effort to get to 60 miles an hour. But once your car gets to 60 miles an hour and maintains at 60 miles an hour, your car becomes more efficient. It burns its gas more efficiently and you get to the place, your destination, a little bit more faster than stopping and going all the time. Well, the same thing happens with your brain. I get really excited about this. If you stay in one task or flow state and you get into that flow or into that work, your brain begins to work more efficiently versus it toggling back and forth between different tasks, because the toggling between different tasks actually acts as a red light for your brain. That means your brain has to stop, get its bearings and get started again before it becomes more efficient. So when I batch my social media, I will carve out a couple of hours just to work on social media. And I will do my written content first, and then I will do the graphics to support that written content later. But if I'm in writing mode, I stay in writing mode for as long as I possibly can. And then when I'm done writing and I've exhausted all my creativity in writing, I take a break and then I toggle over to graphic design, and then I get it all done. And your brain, like I said, it just works so much faster, and you can click through all the stuff you need to get through for your social media account. Now, a lot of people ask me, how much social media do I do in one session? And it really depends on the client, and it depends on where I am in the batching process. But usually I like to do a month at a time, but it's really going to depend on you. Everybody's different. Everybody has different lengths of time that they can actually stay focused on one single task. And it also depends on what your goals are and how many times you post during a month. So for some clients, I'm only posting 3 times a week, while others I'm posting 5 times a week. So it just really depends on how much content you're going to put out there. The second shortcut I can't live without is templates. I love them and I use them for everything, and especially for social media. So I will create, I would say, 6 weeks worth of templates for each client that I have, and then rotate through those templates. So it's always looking different, and then I'll add some different nuances to it. But I'll also use templates for email responses or caption formats or caption prompts, whatever I find myself doing over and over again. I kind of think, how can I create this into a template so that I am not recreating the wheel every time? Now, the template may not be perfect for each situation, but that's okay. That means the bulk of the work is done, and then I just go ahead and tweak as needed. They are a lifesaver. So think about your life, think about your work life, and how many times are you doing the same processes over and over again that maybe you could streamline a little bit and create templates so it just makes your work a little bit more efficient, and then you get through it faster. Shortcut number 3 are content calendars. And I know this seems like common sense, but sometimes I think we skip this step, and it's actually taking us more time to create content without it than it does with it. So coming up with a content idea is really half the battle when you're creating content for social media. I think coming up with great content takes longer than actually anything else in the social media realm of things. So if I can come up with a month's worth of content ideas, I think I'm winning. I'm ahead of the game, right? So here's how I do it. I take pen and paper or a paper calendar, and I actually plot out on this calendar what I'm going to post when and where. Now, what I'm plotting is just ideas. It's not the caption, it's not the graphic, it's nothing like that. They're ideas, specific ideas that I think will make really good posts. And once I have those ideas down on the calendar, then everything else flows naturally. I'm able to write the caption, then the graphics come, and then I schedule it. It may sound like extra work to put together a content calendar or an editorial calendar, but I'm telling you, it's a time saver and it's a shortcut, because you've already put thought into creating that calendar. Now all you need to do is execute what your ideas are. Sometimes when we don't plan ahead like that, we sit there and we waste our time actually spinning our wheels trying to come up with the ideas. But this way, if you do it beforehand, you're set. All you have to do is execute. Shortcut number 4 are schedulers and automations. I love these and I live for them because it just definitely makes my life so much easier. So as I said, I tend to work ahead a lot. And so what I end up doing is scheduling out all of my content ahead of time. And I do that through 3 different programs or apps, depending on what social media platforms I'm using. So if I'm using Facebook and Instagram, I will go ahead and use Facebook's Creator Studio. I absolutely love it. If you want a training on this, let me know, put it in the comments or send me a DM on any of the social medias, and I will put together a special training on Facebook Creator Studio. I'm telling you, it is a lifesaver for me. Another one that's pretty good to use is SynthShare. And then the third one that's really good that I like to use is Hootsuite. Now, I love these 3 things because I can go ahead and schedule things out. And then on a couple of them, I can actually manage conversations. If there's one other kind of tool I would add here, it would be Facebook's Business Suite, because then I can have a dashboard look at all of the content that I have out there and how people are responding to it. So that's the name of the game, is actually looking for those dashboards that can give you an overall look at your social media accounts. And Hootsuite does a really good job of this too. So it just depends what you're looking for, what social media apps you're using, and that will determine which social media automators and schedulers and dashboards you'll be looking at. Shortcut number 5 is repurposing. If you haven't discovered repurposing, go ahead and figure out how to do it now. And again, if you want a special training on repurposing, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Just let me know and I will create it. But basically, let's look at it this way. Say you write blog posts for your website. That one blog post, if written correctly, can break down into several different types of content. So it can turn into an Instagram post, a Facebook post. You can take a quotable out of that blog post and make it a tweet. You can turn it into a podcast if you want to. All sorts of things. So keep thinking about the content that you're putting out there and how it can be tweaked to be used somewhere else. Even if you have posts that you've done in the past that have performed really, really well, use them again. Maybe make a little change or an update to them, but use them again. The work is already done. You know how it's going to perform, so it's worthwhile using again. And if you think, well, yeah, but everybody's already seen that, remember how the algorithms work. People don't always see everything you put out there. And your message these days needs to be seen anywhere between 7 and 12 times in order for it to make an imprint on somebody. So don't be shy about reusing content every once in a while. I think it's a really smart way to get your message out there and connect with your existing audience, plus find some new people to connect with too. The 6th shortcut that I'm going to mention, and I've already mentioned in this episode, is Facebook Business Suite. This is my bestie, especially if you manage multiple accounts on Facebook and Instagram. And I can take care of all sorts of things from one place, especially responding to people and seeing how certain posts are performing. So really go ahead and check out Facebook Business Suite. And I think I said this earlier, if you want a training on it, please just let me know. Don't be shy about sending me a DM or tagging me in a story. Actually, better yet, take a screenshot of this episode and put it up in your Instagram stories and then tag me in it and let me know what training you would love to see next. All right, my friends. Well, that does it for this. I hope you learned some shortcuts that you're going to check out and apply to your business. I swear you can do it. Social media doesn't mean you need to be tied or chained to your desktop or your laptop or your iPad or your mobile device, whatever it is. You can have freedom. You just have to know the shortcuts and the ways to make your time more effective. Okay, my friends, that's it for this episode. Until next time, you know what to do. Stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, stay social. Hey there, I just want to say thank you for spending time with me here today. I know your time is super valuable, which is why I am dedicated to providing lots of usable, actionable information in the shortest amount of time possible. Before you go, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. And if you have ideas or topics you would like me to cover in an upcoming show, let me know about it in the comment section provided.